Well, last weekend was the Ogden train show.
I look forward to this one every year. It's like a start to the summer.
and as per our tradition, we rode the front runner up
Exactly. Ride the train.
there. Ride the train to the train show.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful tradition.
Right.
And it's just fun. It's a beautiful ride up there. And this time of year, the mountains are so pretty.
Yes.
And arriving here in Ogden, this is Bridge Junction at Ogden.
Right.
And it's just great. Typical of the train show, lots of fun things to see.
Oh, these layouts are just so magnificent.
The dealers and the different layouts, it's the glory of the train show.
Right.
But here at Ogden, they also have the Utah State Railroad Museum.
Right.
And this is really fun to see. They've got all of this equipment on display here. And this is where we're going to take a little deviation from the train show to talk about Locomotive 223.
Oh.
Rio Grande, the Denver and Rio Grande Western number 223, a little 3-foot gauge locomotive that was moved up here in 1988.
Oh, that was a while back.
And before that, it was on display here at the Denver Rio Grande Depot in Salt Lake City. And before that, it had been on display in Liberty Park.
Oh.
Now, I actually shot video of them moving it up here.
Nice.
Because I've been doing that forever and ever and ever and a day.
Yes.
And I shot this video in 2013. Well, they were well underway of restoring it, and we all hoped that they would get it done.
Right.
It just is so hard. It's such a massive, massive, massive undertaking. But there for a while, it looked like they were going to get it done.
I'm Maynard Morris, kind of the project engineer on this. We're building 223 to run again. When we got it, most of the wood was rotted out and light sheet metal was rusted out. We move pretty slowly, but the tender tank is 99% complete. We've tried to do everything they do in the old days. Most of the new tanks you see, the rivets are glued on or welded on. These are actual rivets. They go all the way through, and that's what holds it together. The tank is essentially built. It's designed so it can roll right outside. It'll be put in storage, and the locomotive will come inside with the boiler off.
Anyway, about 10 years ago, the project sort of ground to a halt, and eventually Ogden said, get it out of here. Find somebody else to take the project over. And that sort of gets us caught up to today.
Oh.
If you take the short line and narrow gauge Gazette, the Gazette as everyone calls it, on the back cover, you notice that the usual ad for PBL is this.
Oh.
An announcement that they're raising money to restore 223 in Durango.
Wow.
The restoration has been taken over by these 5 individuals. Jimmy Booth here is the owner of PBL, and hence the reason why the PBL ad on the back of the Gazette has been taken over by the fundraiser to raise money for 223. And the bottom name here, John Bush. John Bush has been around forever. He was director of operations at Cumbers and Toltec. He's been a White Pass in Yukon. He's worked on the restoration on a whole bunch of different locomotives. There's their email address, info@223locomotivefoundation.org, which is, of course, also their website. You can go there and check that out. For several months now, I think actually for over 6 months now, they've been inventorying everything that's there in Ogden, going through and trying to figure out how all this is going to go back together and make sure that they're not leaving anything behind. And then they started carefully boxing everything up and loading it onto trucks and moving it to Durango, where everything's going into storage and where probably it will be restored. I'm not sure if they're planning to do the restoration there in Durango or if they're looking to move it somewhere else yet again for rebuilding. Back, I don't know, over 30 years ago, I built this model of 223, and it's in 1/2 inch scale, which was the standard size for fine scale modeling back then if you were working in large size. And I used to run this out on my backyard railroad.
Well, that's cool.
Oh, I had a lot of fun with it, and I've still got it. I just need to rewire it.
Oh, dear.
Use it on the indoor railroad with DCC controls. Anyway, I'm willing to bet that this time it's actually going to get finished. And the upside is, because it's in Colorado, they actually have some place to run it.
Oh, that would be perfect.
And they're talking about running it there at Durango, running it on the Cumbers and Toltec, running it at the museum in Golden. It'll just be a magnificent thing to see. And we're going to try to follow along with that. And hopefully everybody watching is going to want to follow along with that too.
I would imagine.
So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the upcoming blue button. Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Sunday.
Right.
See ya.
We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.